Hey everybody, anybody's watching? This is Adhpa here. Getting me a little on the fly this week because I've been out doing stuff all day today. And any rate, so it is what it is. You get what you get. I wanted to talk this week about a concept I've been talking about really a lot online and stuff in communities. This concept of being an earth walker. So it occurs to me that the main problem that seems to be at the root of most of the issues humanity has comes down to dualistic thinking. So there seems to be an inability to adapt to the idea that things are more than either or, that there's always some other involved with that. And that dualistic thinking, because it doesn't acknowledge the possibility of others, shuts down conversation, communication, growth, and is really at the heart of the problems that humanity faces living on the planet. So I had this idea, that humans have these faculties that run the range from, um, mental faculties, emotional faculties, physical faculties. These are the ones that we're all really well aware of. But there are what I call energy faculties, which you might call spiritual faculties. Um, because there's something more to emotions um, than just the feeling. Like there's something that stirs the emotion. And that's the thing I kind of call energy. Some people call it spirit. So you may think of it as that ability to have a connection with an inner knowing, deeper knowledge, intuition, dreaming. But it's really being able to identify energy and work with it. I see the human physical body as the equipment to receive information and energy, and to be able to interpret it, classify it, do all sorts of things, but also then to emit energy. And so I suggest that when we're talking about spirit, we're talking about those energy faculties that the body has to be able to work with, identify, classify, and emit energy. So I have a theory that the duality that we experience is the separation of humanity from two of the four aspects of their faculties. That would be spirit, but also body, and I'll get to why I say that. So if we're looking at the medicine wheel, we have the energy faculties to the west. We have the emotional faculties to the north, and the mental faculties to the east, and then we have the physical faculties to the south. So we're really talking about water, fire, wind, earth. And that's where we come to body, because the physical, when we're talking about the physical, encompasses all of the earthly realm that we exist in, which I think humans have disconnected from. So if we're looking at what I see as disconnected, it's as if humans have sliced the medicine wheel, leaving only the mind and the emotions and the mind quadrant of that medicine wheel. And because of that, they can never get balanced. So that duality will constantly keep them off balance, will constantly affect communication, will affect their physical health, as well as their spiritual health. And then, of course, it has all the adverse effects on emotion and the mind from being imbalanced that are represented. So I have this theory that the light workers, as we speak about them, who really focused on raising frequency, raising vibration, bringing in the light, shining your light, Star Nation stuff, upper air stuff. Really what they were doing is helping to reconnect that aspect of spirit that the human has disconnected. But we still haven't connected that earth part. And so I have this theory that that is the final part of the medicine wheel coming in now, what I'm calling the earth walkers. And that is people that are spiritually connected now need to really understand the reality of earth. What we see, all the physical beings of earth. Earth herself has her own being. And even the sky is a separate being. Atmosphere is not part of Earth. It surrounds Earth. But scientists can't figure out why some planets have atmosphere and some don't. But the native people figured it out a long time ago, and so they consider that sky, atmosphere, to be a very different being, its own being, who's protecting the Earth and allowing Earth then to sustain life, and Earth creating the life that is then helped to be sustained by the atmosphere so we can all breathe. All right, so I'm really pushing that idea and trying to encourage people to go out, connect with Earth, connect with all the relations, make that interconnection of the medicine wheel, balance yourself out, because then you will be able to hear the intuitions coming from Earth to help you daily. And that could be very helpful if, for instance, things were to get rough around you. You might find that that leads you to be in the right place at the right time to be safe. So that's what I want to do a reading on today. Hold on, I'll bring you down, throw the cards, and we'll see what they have to say. Alrighty here, give it a last shuffle or two here. So I want to know about this concept of the Earth Walker. I believe this is the final connection humanity needs to make to come back into balance and complete the medicine wheel, which will allow humans to have full agency of their faculties and really do things to take care of Earth and each other, and solve problems. There's really plenty here for everyone. I mean, really plenty. Not like we have to scrape by. So it's just a matter of coming together. And I believe that this Earthwalk way will lead those humans who do it to be able to do that. So let's see what the cards have to say about that. All right, let's give them, oops, let me get turned over here so we aren't seeing them. All right. Oh, look at that. Coming out right with the Tower. And again, these are the Aquarian Tarot, the David Palladini deck. It's been around for quite some time. Oh, we got another one on it. So let's put those on top and see what we got. All right. So then the signifier card is that King of Pentacles. Now, interestingly, that kings direct external actions. So this is indicating someone who is directing the external actions of well-being or Earth. When we're talking about Pentacles, we're talking about Earth. So in the context of this reading, this is talking about what it takes to direct external actions of Earth that creates well-being. And we saw that before, of course. Their challenge. The challenge is the Tower. And that's because, everything that was constructed with the mindset of duality is not going to be able to function. It's going to have to come down. So that's what I think we're referencing here, is that in order to really direct actions of well-being for Earth, there has to be a Tower moment to the way systems work now. What we have control of, the Emperor, that certainly makes sense. Humanity has had control of who it lets run the world and what they focus on. And to the extent that that's been from a dualistic system, it doesn't work. But we have control over that. That's ours, our choice. The past. The past is the Eight of Cups. Now, I see a lot of people say this is a card of walking away. But it's walking away from trivial things towards the mountain of knowledge, towards the water of understanding and wisdom. So it is a walking away, but it's a walking away from those trivial things that do not really help us in our walk. Now, we're in the West here. That is a card for the West. So I think that it's very interesting because it indicates also that there's not a fulfillment here. We haven't reached the Ten of Cups yet. We haven't found those things, those two other things that we need to make it whole. And those, to me, would be spirit and earth. Okay, the thing we can't control, here's another king. And this is the director of external passions. You know, you get people out there, they whip people up to take all kinds of actions based on their emotions. They don't think about it. They don't understand the consequences of it. They get all caught up in it. And then later, when they have to pay the price because they didn't understand it, then they can't go back and undo it. So that's something we can't control. We cannot control someone who will come along and gin up a bunch of people emotionally and they'll respond to it. We have no control over that. It's terrible. The important aspect of the reading or the short-term outcome, justice. And I'd read that that's I think what humans want. It's also what Earth wants. You know, Earth is just in its way. If you slap a bear on the backside, you're probably going to lose your face. It's a choice. Us in relation to it, the Queen of Cups. Queens are the internal directors. So here we have ourselves directing our internal actions of spirit. That's what we can do. We can direct internally whatever we're going to let spirit help us with, the medicine we're going to take from it. And interestingly, sitting by the emperor here, you see, so we have control over that emperor, which is a somewhat masculine world action card, but it comes from having control within of our own spirits. And look, there's her mate showing up in the environment. So we also have external directors of spirit. And what they're saying is that that's our job, to internally direct spirit, and in our environment around us to also externally to direct the external actions of spirit around us in our environment. Hopes and fears, Three of Cups. Look at all this spirit stuff coming in around this earth reading. Hopes and fears, Three of Cups. So threes are where you have agreement, but you might not have that final commitment yet. So, and I think that is both the hope and the fear. People are coming together around spirit, but are they committed to the actions externally that it's going to take care of the earth? And the final outcome on this, there's one of our fours, and it's the Earth card. Four of Pentacles, Earth card. That is the commitment to conservation. If humans can do that walk where they bring that part of the medicine wheel back alive and they make that commitment, they will conserve the earth energy and be able to use it. It's all in their power, in their hands, within them, for their own well-being and for the well-being of others, projecting the well-being in the heart and giving it out through the hands. Bottom of the deck is the Empress. This is growing. This Empress card represents Earth. It's the only card in the higher arcana that really represents the spirit of the Earth herself. It's Gaia. It's Earth. All right, well, I think that's a pretty strong and clear message. Hold on, I'll bring you up and we'll close this up. All right, so to me, that was a definitive read on the question. It seems to suggest to me that we very much do need to do this work for the Earth to bring about that final gestalt of balance and connection that humans can make, and by making with the Earth and with all the relations can really create something amazing. Now I want to bring up one thing I've heard recently, something about technology conflicting with this Earth balance walk, but nothing could be further from the truth, in my opinion. We have all of these things at our fingertips, and we have the capacity to consider and think about and create technology. And as long as we're creating it in a way that is consistent with the Earth Walk, technology is a very good thing. It helps us do the work to protect the Earth a whole lot easier. And then people can enjoy life. They can enjoy this beautiful planet and their beautiful relations. So just want to put that in here at the end. That's my little opinion on it. But please leave me a comment. This is all for entertainment only. It's just an exploration of my philosophy and using certain tools to get some more insight in them and sharing it with you online. So I really appreciate you stopping by. Leave me a comment, click like, subscribe. Let's try to get a conversation going. All right, see ya.